Hey guys, today's project is this bandsaw. I want to see if I can restore it and get it back to working condition again. A buddy of mine gave me this saw. It's been sitting outside in the rain for close to a year. Everything on this seems to be seized up. The rollers won't roll, the wheels don't turn. So I want to take it all apart and see if I can get it back working again. I guess the first question I have is that electric motor any good? So let's find out. I'm going to pull these rubber plugs out here where you can put oil in it and see if I can get some oil down in there before I try to test run this. I'm going to remove the belt off of here because I don't want to run any of this stuff here without taking it apart and lubricating it. It's probably seized up anyway. First I'm going to see if I can even turn it by hand. Yeah, actually it doesn't feel too bad. Alright, let's plug it in and see if it actually comes on. Alright, sounds like we got a good motor. Before I take this electric motor off, I'm going to take advantage of the shafts being able to spin. I'm going to use a wire brush to clean them off. Is that a door hinge? Pretty sure that's a door hinge. I mean, if it works, it works. Got the saw off of here, and I wanted to talk about this cart for a second. I don't know what was going on whenever somebody welded this all together, but these welds are like atrocious. Like that one, they didn't even weld the joint together, and it's just all spotted up. And then down here, I don't even know what's going on here. Like, what is this? I have no words, guys. Having said that, I'm going to keep this cart because it's actually pretty handy to have for that saw, but I'm definitely going to dress it up quite a bit. And these wheels are going to get replaced. They have some bad flat spots on them, and it's kind of hard to roll it around. So we're going to get some nicer ones put on there. Just before I take any of these parts off, I'm going to clean up a little bit of this with a wire brush. One thing I can see right off the bat here is this adjustment knob is bent. I don't know if that'll straighten out without breaking or not. If it breaks off, I may have to drill a hole through here and just put a bolt through it and tighten it up and make it work that way. You may see a nut on the top, but you know, not really a big deal. Looks like it's turning the whole stud and everything. May have to get an impact on it. It worked. Sometimes just a quick shot of energy from the impact gun breaks stuff loose like that. Looks like this thing's seized up. I can turn it a little bit. It's getting easier. Definitely needs to come apart, get lubed up. Who decided to put this tiny little snap ring on here? Well, not the proper way, but I walked it off there without damaging it. Well, that wasn't even tight. Got these parts back out of the sandblaster, and I'm going to stick this in a vise, see if I can straighten it up. There is one part of this that's missing. It's just a cover plate that goes over this, screws on right here and right here. It'll work fine without it. I'll see if I can find one, but I doubt I'll be able to find one. But I think it'll be fine without it. I think for right now, I'm going to drain the fluid out of this. Before I take it apart, I want to check and see if I can get seals for this. Because if not, there's kind of no point in taking it apart. So we'll see what I can come up with. Ooh, that's nasty looking. Oh, yeah, that's really nasty looking. Here's what I drained out of that thing. It was all just that white, milky looking fluid. So I think that being the case, we're going to have to tear that thing apart regardless, clean it out. Can't believe this is actually made out of brass. It's definitely not made in the last couple decades, that's for sure. Believe it or not, that actually feels pretty nice and good, soft. The seal is still good. I could probably just clean this all back up and put it together. There's a lot of nasty stuff down in there I'm going to have to try to clean out. These parts here are going to go in my sandblaster. I'm going to see if I can get them nice and cleaned up, get them ready to be repainted. So the plan here is I'm going to try to heat this up. Hopefully I can get it red hot and maybe bend it back without it breaking. It's worth a try at least. Alright, it's a few days later. I've sandblasted all these parts and repainted them. Now it's time to put it all back together. Now there is a piece of rubber that goes on around here. They actually call it a tire, and I do not have those yet. I have to order them, so I'm not going to put them on until later. It'd be a lot easier to put them on right now, but that's not going to happen. Got this cleaned up and sandblasted. It's ready for paint now. This will have to be adjusted once the blade gets installed. I've taken this homemade cart that it was mounted on and sanded it all down, re-welded a lot of the bad welds, painted it, put some new wheels on, redid the axle, painted the electric motor, and I'm going to be mounting an on-off switch on here to where I'll have a 15-foot cord that comes off that box to where you'll be able to plug it in and move it around a little bit at least. You know, give you some room to work with. I got my on-off switch done on here so that you can at least turn the thing on and off without having to unplug it each time. I'm gonna have to make some type of spring-loaded belt tensioner for this because whenever you flip it on, this is what you see happen. Can't really have that bouncing around. Plus, the belt might slip. Okay, here's what I've come up with. I've got this old piece of metal from a garage door opener. I think I'm going to mount it under here, and then out at the end, put a spring. And I've got a whole assortment of springs here to choose from. Should be able to make one of them work. I bolted this bracket on here and put a spring on the end of it. That ought to keep the belt nice and tight. I got a couple of new blades that came with this saw. They have a little bit of surface rust on them, but I think I'll try to clean them up and stick one on there. And we're all done. Now it's time to try it out and see if it actually cuts. a lot of the newer models have a automatic shut-off switch once the blade is done cutting, but I could have probably figured up some way of rigging that up, but I figured I'd just keep it simple and put a light switch on it. I'm not going to be leaving it unattended while cutting anyway, so the light switch works fine for me. Thanks for watching, guys.